sisters. Today is day 4 of our week, and it is the day called Yom Am, Humanity Day. Think not that it is sufficient to have peace within your own house or village. Lo, disharmony in the distance may find its way to your door. Wherefore I say, blessed are the peacemakers. They are the helpful children of Elohim. They not only hope for peace, but work for it. For peace is not the fruit of passivity. I tell you truly, peace is the fruit of holy work through many lifetimes. Therefore, at midday of the 4th day, contemplate peace with humanity. Yea, speak these words. Our God and Goddess, immanent and transcendent, send to all your angel of peace. To humanity, send your angel of holy work. It's definitely important, especially in the times that we are in, to foster all these different forms of peace. But with humanity, there are so many different agendas that are trying to pit us against each other, to divide and conquer us. These parasites have worked really well together to have this system, the divide and conquer system, where they pretend to be each other's enemies, essentially to get us to hate our fellow humans for whatever reason, whether it's their skin color, their religion, any of these different dividing factors, and they want to feed into it. Just like it says, though, all that disharmony in the distance might end up at your door. So what a great contemplation today. And one of the quotes that I read earlier said, let thy love be as the sun which shines on all creatures of the earth and does not favor even one blade of grass. How pretty is that? And how true is that as well, right? The sun just shines and pours out its warmth and beautiful, vibrant nature to all of us, and doesn't withhold that from any one part of nature, whether it's a good being or a being that maybe is acting improperly. The suggestions for today of how modern Essenes can practice this says, creative works for the uplift of all via right livelihood and right volunteerism. Active participation in the group effort of the Nazarene Essene Church to spread the sevenfold peace and Essene way all over the earth, which is part of what we're doing here, right? Non-support of activities, products, or institutions that create disharmony and violence in the world, which is kind of hard to get away from in this society that we're in, right? Because these parasites literally control everything, all the parts of government and different businesses, and try to integrate it so fully, so no matter where you step, you're doing something wrong, you're causing harm, you're causing suffering in some way, and the whole system is designed that way on purpose. But thankfully, the divine sees our intent, and we're trying to go through this room, and it reminds me of those bank robber scenes where there's all these lasers and they're doing backflips and stuff to try to avoid the lasers. That's essentially what we're trying to do, not only as the Nazarenes, but vegans, exactly what I'm talking about. We're trying to dodge all of these little lasers and miss all of the bullets, but they're literally everywhere on purpose. Even, your shampoo, your shoes, your cars, your phones, all of these products, they try to slip the evil in to get that. And of course there's the taxation and how we're forced to pay taxes, and then that money is redistributed into whatever the government essentially sees fit, which are not 10 times out of 10 usually really bad for humanity. So on one hand, they say non-support of activities, products, or institutions that create disharmony and violence in the world. And then on the other hand, supporting activities, products, or institutions that create harmony and peace in the world. And definitely, yeah, I'm really loving these, not only the peace contemplations in the day, but I've been waking up and doing their morning meditations and also trying to do the evening meditations, although I have been a little bit worse at doing those. But they're equally important. In the morning, they are different root elements to connect with the mother and her angels, and in the evening, they are the branch elements of the tree to connect with the Father and his angels. Really beautiful completion of the, this vision of the Trinity, where we're the child, the divine child, we're the Christed soul, part of the Christ family that came here to do these good works. And we have, a heavenly Father and Mother that love us. Now we can connect with them in multiple different ways to strengthen that bond and to empower ourselves and to better become the hands and feet of compassion, which is why we are here. I know that I have made many, many mistakes, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn more things and be with you guys here to share what I am learning and all that is going on. So I wanted to say hi to everyone in the live chat. David D says, I'm here. How's the fruit or fasting going? Today is day 4 also of the 30-day fruit or fast challenge. I have been fruiting so far, fruiting it up, and I do want to do more fasting, but I'm also at the same time feeling called to maybe get into some herbs and other healing modalities that may not be strictly fruit. But this book in particular is so cool because it not only has so many of these spiritual truths in it and just hidden things, but it also has like extensive therapeutic teachings as well, which makes sense because the Essenes were healers. Essene means the healers of body, mind, and soul, and they had extensive teachings on the science of healing, even going into the details of how to heal with your hands in a way that Christ did, that's based off of this feminine and masculine energies that are us, that we are made of, and the different elements, and combining them together so that they're working together to heal. It's really, really beautiful, and I plan to get into that more with you in the future. But yeah, David, the fasting is going, or feasting, I guess I should say, fruit feasting is going pretty well. I'm feeling pretty good today. I have felt a little bit sluggish here and there, but I'm looking forward to all of the positive changes that are going to happen in the next month, because there's already been a lot of positive change in my life. Not just this month, but since the Megillah kind of came into play, and yeah, so it's really cool. Hey Kyle, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well and driving safe on the road out there. David says that they have really been pushing the men versus women division. Yeah, and another thing that's so beautiful about this book is that it talks about the, even from the very beginning, where there's a separation between Jah and Jala, that they understood that they were different from each other, but they didn't see it as a negative thing. They knew that it was a beautiful thing, and that this idea of masculine and feminine are like everything in existence is the fruit of them blending together in their love dance. So yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, like you're saying, there's so many agendas that are trying to divide us and conquer us, and like lots of videos on both sides of people just, there's parasites out there that want to comment and fuel in on all of these topics, so that when you're reading the comment section, it's just full of like anti-male hatred or anti-female hatred, and just fuel it as much as they can, and you just sit there and read it, and you're like, wow, the other sex must be so bad because I keep reading horror story after horror story and all this stuff. Just know that they're designed that way to divide and conquer us. A lot of the stuff's not even real. They just want to throw things out there to get us to hate each other. So it's really important, yeah, to hold on to these things, and also to become ourselves, the best versions of ourselves possible, so that we can be a light in the darkness for others. if you're out there as a male shining bright and following these things, you're gonna stand in a stark contrast to all of the other guys out there as well and be a light for them. And same with women. Once we start to follow these higher teachings and act a different way than the world, we're gonna stand out, and it's gonna be hopeful for people, and it's also gonna give them inspiration and something to follow and to want to be like. So hopefully that's encouraging to you. Hey Amarjeet, how's it going? You haven't been on here for a while. Glad to see that you could make it. Kyle says, did a Facebook memory just pop up for you too? I haven't seen that. Amarjeet says, hey, I have your photo which was removed by Facebook. Oh, well, that's interesting. You can feel free to send that to me. I'm not sure which one you mean. But Kyle, I haven't checked Facebook since I've been on here, so I'm not sure. David E says, Satan has been pushing men to give up. Men go their own way. Men going MG Towel, right, whatever. Away from real women and toward porn, with all porn stars being inverted men. Satan is pushing men to lust after men. Definitely, and that corruption agenda has been going on for so long, right? Even in the book of Enoch, not in the Megillah, but the other book of Enoch, talks about how the fallen ones taught us how to, beautify the eyelids and do all these different things. And I believe that was part of their instructions as well, to teach humans or their own fallen seed essentially how to invert and whatever tools that they would need for that as well. Before they had all these hormones and stuff, there was pregnant mare urine, like a female horse that's pregnant, and you would consume that for estrogen, which they still do this. Like, doctors still prescribe Premarin, is what it's called, to human females for estrogen treatments. It's just totally disgusting what they've tricked us into doing. But as far as the invert thing, and on the other side, like bull testosterone for like an FTM who wanted, it's just gross. But yeah, it's all a part of this agenda and dividing us, because it's gonna really hurt us. It's already hurting us, the war between the sexes and the division, the families that have broken up over it, like divorces that have ended really badly, people that have unfortunately been so disappointed and disillusioned with the sex of the opposite that they have turned to the other. Just a lot of damage has been done. So thankfully, it's time that we can wake up and heal. That's part of the awakening experience. It's not just about flat earth and all of the religious things that have been hidden from us. It's about finding our true selves and our divine nature, figuring out what we came here to do, and then getting on with that holy work. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you are feeling encouraged by that. And just keep in mind peace with humanity today as we go through all of our work. And with that being said, I will see you tomorrow at the same time for the next peace contemplation. May God and the Goddess bless you.